Hello and welcome again to the EPL Fanbase Show, the show that connects you with the happening in the English Premier League. My name is FM Steve, and I'm joined in the show by football pundit Josiah. Josiah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. We have Gidi. Gidi, how are you?
I'm good, Steve.
And we have the man from Stamford Bridge, Ron. Ron, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Ron. And of course, the GGMU, SP Simon, how are you?
I'm good, Steve. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, yes. Okay, so today we want to dissect, we want to look at match day 9, and our focus will be mainly the league is taking shape, and already it's showing who are the horses in the title and which teams will be relegated. So today we'll be focusing mainly on the three horse race. I believe maybe the fourth horse is coming, but we want to focus mainly at the top three at the moment: Tottenham, Chelsea, and Liverpool, the defending champions. Not forgetting about what is ailing the one favorite club, Arsenal. So maybe we'll start with the Arsenal match with the Leeds United. Pepe losing the headbutting, reminding me of the Zinedine Zidane in 2006. Josiah, what do you think is ailing Arsenal? Because players seem to be so frustrated, and this is not the Arsenal we used to know. It's like we are seeing the likes in another league. They are topping that table. They are at 11. What's happening with this Arsenal, Josiah?
Yes. So just to correct you, you are Arsenal is at 12, not 11.
It's 12.
Yes, that's how bad it is. And I can tell you for free, your neighbors around there and City have a game in hand. I know it doesn't count. Some people tell me no, but it's something. United too have a game in hand. If they win that, we are there at around number 5 there, 6. So is City. So I can say, as much as we want to say it's the three teams, I honestly believe one of the Manchester clubs or both will be somewhere around there if they get their grit back. But focusing on Arsenal, I watched the game, and in particular, I remember in one of the groups I commented about Pepe during the halftime break, and it was so clear even before they brought the analysis there. The guy, something is wrong. His attitude is wrong. His positioning as per what was needed is wrong. He was not supporting Bellerin. His body language is off, and I felt as if this was the chance he needed to take. That aside, I know he did a mistake. It does happen. Martial did it the other day. Zidane did it that day. So for whatever reason, he made a mistake. But generally, as a team, it still boils down to what I said last time. Arsenal, without bringing any other club here, initially the decisions that have been made are mediocre. At the end of the day, I don't believe that such a manager and subsequently such kind of players should be playing for Arsenal, the Arsenal that we want to compare with, because you're comparing with the likes of Henry and the likes that we knew from some time back. The competition is now stiffer. The guys who have won the league the last few seasons are well known. They are established coaches. It's Klopp, it's Pep, it's that like. That's why for me, anything like Arteta, Lampard, and Ole is just a waste of time for me. If you want to win the league, that count it out. But if you want to challenge, sometimes make to a top 3, top 4, that's okay. But winning the league, don't be surprised. You are where you are supposed to be. Your squad is as average as where it is right now. And I would be surprised if you don't even make top 6. I wouldn't be surprised. The way you're playing, you don't have a squad. As soon as I challenge you, if today, not even any other player, only one player, Leno, if Leno gets injured today, you guys are dead completely. Even your number 2 goalkeeper cannot even play for his country, and I think he comes from some country with Kazakhstan somewhere. You have no squad, and that's the truth. You have to admit, without a squad right now, and with the fixtures the way they are, you are completely dead. Partey after Partey was not there this time. Midfield became, shambolic. So I'm not surprised. Don't be surprised. It is gonna be tougher than it is right now. Trust you me.
Okay. Now, Gidi, before we go to you, I know this is your team, but there is something that has been circulating, and these are the stats. Arsenal currently are 12th in the EPL table. Now, prior to match day 9, goals scored, which never changed. Maybe in terms of ranking, they've scored only 9 goals after 9 matches. That is equals to 1 goal per game. Uh, Prior to match day 9, they were 15. Total shots, that was prior to match day 9, they had 73. That was 15. Shot on target, 28. That is, they were ranked 13th in the table. Shot conversion, 16.1. That is 13th. Shoot accuracy, 50%. That is 10th. Touches in opposition box, 157. That was 13th. What do you have to say about Arsenal? Because they had a busy transfer window. They brought some additions, but the new additions, the same old Arsenal. What do you have to say about Arsenal? And what is wrong? Are we expecting them to finish even eighth like last season, or it will be worse?
Yes, you can hear me, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve, I think let me begin by saying I think you are one of the most pessimistic guys I've met in terms of Arsenal fans, by the way, which is okay, because we we are brought up as fans who want to see all that free flowing football and things like that. But the devil for me is just in the details. For the games that I've seen, for example, like when we are playing Manchester City, when we are playing Liverpool, we were always in the game. I just want for you to remember the few games that we played the other seasons, even under Wenger. Sometimes you find you are 6 or 5 by halftime. I remember sometimes we were in Anfield, we were beaten like 4-0 by halftime. That has changed. The defense has improved. If you are talking about additions that came this season, look at how Gabriel is performing. In fact, we are amongst the top teams in terms of the defense. Our defense have improved massively. I won't forget what even our coach has done for us. We were celebrating the other day because of the FA Cup. It's just how many games after that, and we are here crying, saying the guy cannot win anything. Remember, he won against City and then Chelsea in the final. Again, if you want to look at things critically, Josiah has talked about the same headbutt that Martial did to the other guy, and then Pepe did the same here. Manchester United lost 6. That's how bad it is. And it was almost like during halftime, United lost 6 at their place. We were able to come out with if just small details, we could have won that Leeds game. So for me, we will cry here, talk about whatever we want to talk about, but I still believe in the process. I believe what Josiah is talking about in terms of transfers here and there. We have brought in parties just because he's injured. Anyone can get injured. It's not like it's rocket science. You can either get injured or get corona. Right now, Salah is not available because of corona. So sometimes we want to think a lot about these things, but it's just that the squad right now is not balanced. That one we can agree. Come to the summer or even January, I know because of transfer, sometimes some players will be shifted. But if you are to go and look at the summer, the likes of Ozil, the likes of Mustafi, Kolasinac, David Luiz, whoever, there is almost $1 million there in terms of wages. So what do you expect? Do you expect that after all those players have gone, that there won't be recruitment? Probably Steve will say no because he's pessimistic again. So for me, you can look at the team, you can look at the structure and say yes, this is an Arsenal that was not been beaten those goals, but again that team is still going to gel. United fans are here laughing at us that we are so poor and that Arsenal was poor when you met them the other day, but you could not get even a single point. So sometimes you have to look at the game, you have to look at what is the manager trying to achieve, and for me, I'm pretty confident that we are heading to the right direction. We don't look that way right now, but you just need to analyze the games themselves. Of course, I want to say Villa was a one-off, but I want to think we are headed to the right direction. People will say no, it's their opinion. I don't care. That is my opinion because that is what I watch. I watch football, and I think we are heading there. Yeah.
Okay, Ron. Gideon just said that Arsenal is one of the teams with formidable defense. So far, I think they've conceded 10 goals, keeping in mind that three of those came from one single game, that was Aston Villa. And there was a banter going round. And actually, I'm seeing that someone saying, how will I tell my grandchildren that Aston Villa scored here? All 11 Arsenal players are in their box. So, Ron, what do you think? Do you think Arsenal has improved defensively, or it's their identity on how they play football, whereby all the 11 are in the box, so parking the bus and looking like they've improved defensively? So, Ron, what do you have to say about this Arsenal team?
Yeah, Arsenal, for me, it is a team, and for me, I would want to to take some bits of what Gidi is talking about. With managers coming in, you have to give them a bit of time, and then as you progress, you look at the positives and the negatives. Defensively, if you look at the recruitment, like Gabriel, I think would walk straight into any defense in those top six. He would walk straight into the starting lineup in any of the defenses. So he's very good there, and statistics will tell you that I think you've nearly won. You've not lost any game where he's played. I think 8 of the games out of 9, something like that. All this one is very solid. So it's not only about Gabriel, but even with the structure and how the movement of the ball and possession in defense and playing out from the back. So defensively, everyone will agree Arsenal has been improving, and Arteta has done very well in that aspect. So, but the main problem for Arsenal is scoring goals. Scoring goals. Actually, last time on the show, I talked about the problems of Arsenal, and for me, I always find it now difficult to predict goals for them. That's why ironically, actually, for many people, thought it was a bit ironic to predict a nil-nil draw in that game. But for me, it's about the scoring. So you give, he needs to look at the system, the way he's playing it, to try to be more offensive, and also with the personnel. Let us not talk about Arteta alone. The players, the creative players, how are they performing? How is the form of Willian, the form of Ceballos, and the likes, the Pepes, the who's out, and all those that come in to affect the attacking part of the game, because these are good players who have to just be put together. It's the same situation with Lampard. Chelsea right now is doing well, but we are forgetting that they were struggling. They could fail to attack teams the right way. You find they're just making side passes, backward passes, but given time, we've seen the improvements, and I think Arsenal is the same thing, but it's a matter of a bit of patience and testing systems here and there, and also cutting and chopping player positions from the right to the left and everything. So for me, in summary, I think Arsenal can come good. Ateta is not a failure. He's a good manager. He understands football, and given time, I think he can make the improvements where it's very obvious it's the attacking part of the game.
Okay, XP, the last win for Arsenal was against United. And that game they pressed and they played well. I'm sure you are impressed with their performance in as much as the result didn't go your way. What do you have to say about this Arsenal? Hot and cold. Today they play so good, everybody praise them. Tomorrow they are shambolic. What do you think about Arsenal and maybe their manager, Mikel? Are they lacking leadership or what is happening?
Steve, I get very happy when we are discussing other things like Arsenal, and I think if there is anything Arsenal has taught me this season is that they are consistent in one thing, and that is they're consistent at being inconsistent. And when you look at the performance against United, you really then can't think it's the same Arsenal that they had to go down to 10 men over the weekend for them to start playing, because most of the chances they created, they were actually down to 10 men. So it's an issue of motivation at Arsenal. It's an issue of a lack of leaders in that team. Tell Arsenal fans, and the sooner they realize this, the better. The days of playing sexy football are done. The days of playing Wenger football are behind them. It is time you got used to bus parking. It is time you got used to 1-0s. It is time you got used to 0-0 draws and very, very tight games. I think that's what Arteta is trying to build. And it's very sad because the creativity that Arsenal needs is staying at home, earning £350,000 a week to not be included in the team. So for me, what Arsenal are lacking right now is an Ozil kind of player, a player that will unlock defenses. Imagine if Bruno Fernandes was in that Arsenal team, you'd be doing pretty well. But the fact that you have left Ozil at home, not even in the Europa League squad or even in the Premier League squad, I think for me that's a big letdown. And I'm happy to see you struggling. And when you look at the stats that you are reading, they are 15th in most of those statistics, 13th in others. So I think Arsenal is they're overdoing themselves at the moment. They should be 15th in the table. So 12th is a bit flattering.